What's up, everybody? It's Old Man Winter 8 for Sun and Ski, and we're going to find out if the Burton Instigator is a wise buy for you. The Burton Instigator has been in their lineup for a little bit now, and it's a pretty unique board. It has a little bit easier, softer flex to it. It is a directional board, but it does have that slight amount of taper to basically help a rider, one, ride in one direction a little bit better, but two, it actually helps teach them to ride switch a little bit as well. This board does come in a flat rocker where you've got the flat in the middle, the rocker up in the nose and tail for super stability, but it also comes in their Pure Pop, which is a camber to flat. So the camber doesn't go from contact point to contact point. There's a flat spot up in the nose and the tail. And what that does is when you stand on it and you push it down, it causes the tips to lift up a little bit, so you still have the power of the camber in between your feet, but you get that extra lift in the nose and tail for a little bit more catch-free feel. And then speaking of catch-free feel, it also has their cruise control base. It's a very slight convex base on the bottom, so it lifts the edges up off of the snow just a little bit for an even more catch-free experience. We mentioned it does have that little bit softer feel, so it has a biaxial fiberglass. We only have fiberglass going in two different directions, again, to keep it nice and easy, not just along the length of the board, but also torsionally when you're going in and out of your turns. And it does have an extruded base on the bottom, so a base that is fast, but it's also very easy to take care of. But is the Burton Instigator a wise buy for you? Well, the best way to describe this board is it is a beginner intermediate style board. It's for those intermediate riders who are looking for something to really help get them to that next level, but it's also for those beginners who maybe have already learned how to ride a little bit, or you're just somebody that catches on to things really fast and you don't need the most basic board in the lineup. Having that cruise control base really helps you hone your skills with a little less worry about catching your nose and tail. And then with that 5 millimeters of taper, with the nose being just a tad bit wider than the tail, what that does is it actually takes your side cut and kind of makes it feel like, instead of being centered up, it feels like it's a little bit more towards the nose and tail, almost like it's a little bit more aggressive. That basically gives you one direction when you're riding with the nose in front, gives you a little bit more aggressiveness into your turns, not too much. But then when you flip it around and ride it backwards and you're starting to learn to ride switch for those intermediate riders, it's actually helping to push you in and out of your turns as well, making that process a little bit easier. And the nice thing is, whether you get the more aggressive camber or you get that flat with the rocker in the nose and tail for all that extra stability, this board is a great board with a lot of unique features that's really going to take those riders and push them to get better and to advance to riding faster and advance to riding more of the mountain. But if you got any questions about anything that we talked about in the video, definitely leave some comments down below. Also, make sure to head into any of the Sun and Ski locations or check them out on the web at sunandski.com.